Hey, this is Jason Major from Sweaty Here Comic Bargains, and this small pile we have here is going to be science fiction, television, and movies and novels. So, first we have V. V was an awesome miniseries, and if you've never seen V, the original miniseries, with TV miniseries, where these giant spaceships that are the size of city-wide ships. This is what influenced Independence Day in terms of the size of the ships. But they were carrying like a very allegory for Nazis to the point where they're wearing red uniforms, and they say visitors are our friends. They try and be trying to their friends. Everyone makes alliances with them, but as time gets revolved, we slowly find what we're being forced in this. We're being controlled by the visitors, and that the visitors are actually controlling the government in the world, and that their faces are actually like disguising that they are actually lizard-like aliens, and that they want to conquer our world for its resources. Then you had some of the visitors who actually were neutral, who basically were like, "Hey, we do need resources, but we shouldn't be doing this to Earth." And then you had the Resistance, which was Mark Singer and other actors who were part of it. And V had a comic book, and this is in pretty poor condition. It's pretty banged up, but I still would encourage that this is still worth a quarter, or even I would even pay $1. I mean, if I really wanted to, because I like V. It was a really cool issue, and so V, and also you got Carrie Bates, famous Superman writer, and Carmine Infantino, famous DC writer, doing the artwork. So yeah, very cool book. Very cool book. This is not actually based on a TV series. It before they made the TV series, but William Shatner, of course, is famous for Star Trek, and so I'm including in this pile. And he created a series called Tek World. There were a couple of these in one of my bargain videos, but I didn't really get into it too much. But basically, you can see that this character is modeled after William Shatner. So this is his novels, based on his novels, which it's kind of like a cop story where he was framed for having this drug called Tek, which is kind of like a virtual reality version of a drug. And so it was just a fun, I guess you could say, I mean, I wouldn't call it like Blade Runner. I would call it more like your typical like action story, more like a Lethal Weapon, but set or like closer to RoboCop would be a good comparison in terms of like tone. But you also had later on, after these comic books came out, they did try and do a TV series. Obviously, William Shatner at that point was too old to play the main character, but he played one of the other characters of the film and the films and the shows, and it lasted for like a few TV movies and then a one season afterwards. But these comic books are actually really kind of fun. I really enjoyed them. Artwork's really good. The artwork is Lee Sullivan is doing the art, but basically if you like cop action adventure, Total Recall would be another example of if you like Total Recall, you'd like this, especially if you're a Star Trek fan. And then I actually have had 2 other copies of this. Ironically, when I was finding these in bargain bins, I found issue 5 first, and then issue 4, and then issue 3, so that's kind of funny. I've been reading it backwards, but the artwork is beautiful. Look at this artwork. It's highly detailed. Dark Horse has the license for Avatar, even though it's owned by 20th Century Fox. Probably had the license before the merger with Marvel and Disney, but they currently still do have it as of 2024. But the artwork in this is excellent, and I just think that I actually enjoyed the second Avatar movie more than the first one. I thought it was more original. The first one was kind of Pocahontas, but now that I've rewatched it, it's grown on me more because of just how technologically advanced it was, and I think it's an interesting film. But the comic book is interesting, and it just fills in some backstory and creates some new characters. And I think there's a video game of Pandora. Yeah, there's a video game of the Frontiers of Pandora coming out, so that's probably what this is based on. So those are my sci-fi TV and movie comics, and I recommend that there's a lot of other comic books that you can find that are based on sci-fi series besides Star Trek and Star Wars. So stay sweaty.